We are live. We are live. I believe. Looks like. Yeah, we're live. How's everybody doing tonight? Man, I got dust on my hat and everything. Shit. Let's hey to some people in the chat. MC, what's going on tonight? Broke Ape, Luna, Chi Nuts, Manuel, Dufresne, Floyd, just another ape. How is everyone doing tonight? Nia Walton, Gorilla Gardner. Frank, how you doing tonight? Bucks fan, N Cashman. Yeah, I'm just catching up on that story right now. If you guys can't tell, I've been doing some rearranging today. G Immortal, how you doing tonight? Hilsey? Terrible's Cucumber. Mike, what's going on, man? Hammer, good evening. Let me do this real quick. Okay. So I just want to really quickly give some shout outs from last night in case I missed anyone in the chat. MC from Mike Owning the Float, Mike Diaz, my boy, Hilsey, Bob's wife, KYP, Broke Ape, Foo Dog, Sir Glog, Lou Bardens, and Walt the Man in the Middle. Thank you guys very much for the chats last night. I assure you that's going to go into every penny of it will go back into the channel. I can promise you that. But thank you very much, guys. If I missed your super chat last night or did not say thank you, I just want to make sure I get that out now. Make sure I don't forget. And if you guys want to, so anyone who's super chatted in the last week or done any donation to Venmo or Cash App or anything, you all going to have executive producer titles for the documentary. But if you want to, down in the description of tonight's video, instead of giving any money to YouTube, if you want to send it direct for whatever I'm going to need to do this trip, I think I'm going to take about 10 days and try and hit 5 cities. I'll talk about that a little bit later, but I want to get onto some AMC stuff. But yeah, the Venmo and Cash App is down in the description. It looks just like this. So it'll be down there for you guys. Yeah, I'm trying to catch up on this missing sub story. I wish I knew exactly what was going on with it. I know, James. It looks empty, right? Yeah, I know. I had to put a lot of stuff in storage today, man. A lot of stuff had to go. I had to sell a lot of things. I had to sell a lot of things I didn't want to sell, but this is going to be an expensive adventure or endeavor. So I'm trying to get rid of anything that I don't need. I got to keep those 3 documents though in the back. The Bill of Rights, Constitution, Declaration. Couldn't get rid of those. Anya, how you doing tonight? Floyd is in the house. Nia Walton. Andrew, how you doing tonight? Hammer. See if I got everyone in the chat. Yeah, if you guys remember to hit the like button when you come in, that would be awesome. Shit. I just saw a mosquito fly by me. Damn it. Richard, how you doing tonight? I'm all right, man. I'm all right. I am okay. How you doing, Richard? 66 watching, only 19 likes. We got to smash that like button. Forrest, how you doing tonight? Mass, you're doing good work, man. Sorry I'm not on more, but dude, you're killing it. Forrest, appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming by and thanks for the kind words. That's what keeps me coming back here. I was watching a little bit of the replay last night from me and CSI's collab. And, you know, reading some of the chat that I miss while we're doing the live. It's really, you know, it's encouraging to see people saying that, you know, they appreciate you coming on and putting the time out for everyone. So That's what keeps me going, man. So you guys are the glue that keeps it together. Hey, Beverly, how you doing tonight? Says, hey, Mass, I hope your travels reveal more than commercial real estate and the big steal. I believe they will, Beverly. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you, Beverly. Thank you very much. Hopefully this road trip and this story and the film when it's done, maybe we can get some recognition for it, and I will try to incorporate as much as this community as I can. Right? Everything is connected. Quad Racer says, did you see the BlackRock employee spilling the beans? So was it Veritas who broke the story? I haven't seen it yet. I have seen some clips of it, but I haven't seen the entire thing. I did see we lost $6.5 billion somewhere in Ukraine. You can fix homelessness in the United States for $4 billion. And Cashman says, billionaires went on it and it was controlled by a video game controller. That's unbelievable. David, how you doing tonight? That is creepy, right, Anya? No way a hose. How you doing tonight? Backyard Boogie. How you doing, man? Andrew says, AMC with another hit on their hands. No one is going to movies anymore. BS Barbie movie blew up party. Tickets for that July 19th sold out in 2 hours, faster than Mission Impossible. So there's a couple things I saw today when I was done moving everything. Something related to AMC. I'm going to put this up. Hopefully I don't lose anything in the stream. Now, obviously, you guys saw my thumbnail. And I actually made the thumbnail earlier, not knowing that this happened. This news came across about 10 hours ago. So it's out of Knoxville, Tennessee. It says AMC Theaters will close one of its 2 Knoxville locations this week. Company spokesperson announced. The final day of operation at the AMC Classic Easttown 10 on Milltown Pike will be Sunday, June 25th. AMC spokesman confirmed. Through Sunday, moviegoers will be able to see the Elemental and No Hard Feelings at the theater, according to AMC's website. The Easttown 10 location was one of the 2 Knoxville theaters participating in the AMC Theaters summer movie camp screenings, family-friendly movies for $3 on Wednesday and on Saturdays. The Knoxville 16 location is also listed as a participating theater. After Easttown closes its doors Sunday, AMC fans in Knoxville area will still be able to catch their favorite film at the Knoxville 16 location. It then goes on to say AMC regularly evaluates its locations and potential opportunities outside of its circuit and makes decisions to close or acquire locations on a theater-by-theater basis on what will be best to strengthen the company going forward, the spokesperson said. So I don't find that to be the most terrible news, because I went to go look at a map. Hold on. And you guys should be able to see this. So the 2 Knoxville theaters are not far from each other at all. As you can see here, the 10 is up the top, and well, I lost the graphic, but yeah, they're right on the other side of town. Looks like one's on the east side, one's on the north side of town. It seems like this looks like an older theater to me. So this just is, this is them looking at what properties are profitable and which ones are not. And they said they were going to be doing that, right? They were going to be looking for going forward to try to save money and, buy movie theaters that are generating lots of income and close down ones that are not. So that's what I like to see. Now, if both were closing down, I would be nervous, right? Forrest says, "What's your itinerary for this trip?" So, Forrest, I'm gonna do like a 5-city stop across the country, kind of based off Tucker's monologue from the other night. He was saying, drive 500 miles in any direction, and what will you see? So that's kind of my plan. I'm gonna do a city every 500 miles and get on the ground and see what's really going on because I'm seeing videos on YouTube of some of these cities and 60-70% of the businesses on the in retail shops and restaurants are closed, and they've been closed for years and they're never reopening. And I just want to get a better understanding of where did that 6.5 trillion go last year. I want to see kind of what was that put into? Where did all that money go? That's the plan. And if I can, and I'm still trying to find an example of this. I don't believe Knoxville fits here, but I was saying the other night for us that they closed down a CINEMARK in San Fran because of those businesses just giving up on their leases, and that does concern me, right? The way that um, there's this sense of lawlessness right now, especially in brick and mortar and retail space. So, that could have an effect on the theaters at some point. So it's just something I'm keeping my eye on. Yeah, Mike, that name is funny, right? Terrible cucumber. 1796 Patriot, how you doing tonight? Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm gonna have eyes in the back of my head, that's for sure. So I'm gonna be hitting some dangerous cities. I mean, Chicago. I've never really been on the ground in Chicago. I've been to Chicago, but not where I'm going. Michael One, how you doing tonight? Lucy, what's up, girl? We need some price action. Go AMC, says old Moser. What did we close at today, by the way? $4.60 something cents. $4.59. Gorilla Gardener says those theater locations are most likely in a shit area. Like the one closest to me closed down in a high crime area. Where are you, Gorilla Gardener? Anya says, Mass, when you travel, use Atlas Obscura to find some odd things to see. You'll be surprised. Atlas Obscura. Dave says, watching the Padres and listening to the Mass. Nice. I like it, Dave. I like it. Listening to San Diego Padres. Very good. Very good. 113 in the chat, only 30 likes. Is that true? 1796 Patriot? That can't be true. I think that is a song. I would walk 500 miles. Yeah, I think it is a song. I think it is. Oh, 5,000 miles. That's right. MC says the money went to the noses of the Beltway bandits. Yeah. Unbelievable. Hilsey says, what's everyone think about AMC canceling the screening of an anti-trans documentary, No Way Back, after backlash? It's anti-trans? No Way Back. Let me see, Hilsey. I haven't heard about this yet. This is right up my alley, though. Now, why is it considered anti-trans? Can someone tell me? Why does it get that label? Okay, let me put this up for you guys, and then we can put it. Come on. Let me see if I can blow this up for you guys a little bit. Okay. All right. Says this is from today. On Friday, AMC quietly canceled its planned screenings of No Way Back, a propaganda documentary about auditioning. Although the theater chain has yet to make a public statement, the queer trans project is a resounding victory in our collective efforts to challenge hate and misinformation. In an update to its change.org petition urging people to contact AMC to stop the film screenings. This victory is a testament to the resilience of our community and serves inspiration to continue our work to a future where everyone is treated with understanding. A statement on the No Way Back website meanwhile suggests that the Queer Trans Project is on the payroll of those who profit from providing gender-affirming care. The statement also rejects the film as right-wing. The film is very pro-gay. The filmmaker insists, arguing that some of the worst harm caused by gender-affirming care is to kids who would otherwise grow up to be happy, well-adjusted gay men and women. However, one of the subjects of the movie, Joel Cass, has since disaventry, as noted by Transgender Map. In a TikTok posted on his account, April said he was told the documentary would shed a positive light on informed consent, which he later discovered did not. Cass apologized for his participation. Says NMC is hosting nationwide screenings of an anti-trans healthcare propaganda movie. Activists. Oh, okay. I see. I'm trying to figure out why is it anti-trans? What's anti-trans about it? Diaz, how you doing tonight? What's going on, my brother? DS? Dr. Spurgeon, the sturgeon surgeon, says, you'll be fine in Chicago, just don't wear the Boston cap. Luna says, not enough good guys to stop all the bad guys with all the corruption in the world. Yeah, probably not. Hilsey says, a mother of a transitioning child who's against it is part of the documentary. I know, Diaz. Gorilla Godness says, what mass, if AMC put someone on the board from the World Economic Forum, what would I think? I don't know why the World Economic Forum would be interested in getting on AMC's board. But I'm not a big fan of WEF and Papa Klaus. Mike says, Mass, what was the one thing you took from CSI you didn't know? Stuff about the court case, man, because I don't follow it as intently as CSI does. So, and I've actually gotten I've gotten some information from CSI, right, about the court case and about some of the statements that were filed and people who wrote into a judge. So I've kept up with what CSI's been throwing down since the court case came on, because he's been following intently, way more closer than I have, right? So, but last night we were just kind of having a discussion. I want to make sure that people, if Anna Marin and the board were creating apes back in 2020 and 2021, and we're selling them on some black market and not claiming the money, not knowing where it went. I mean, how are you supposed to stay involved and invested in a company that you believe could be responsible for doing that, right? So it's important just to get down to the facts sometimes, because that can very easily sway someone's opinion about this entire play and maybe make a bad decision based off that, right? So I just wanted to bring it out into the open, talk about it, see coming from, see if you understood what I was saying. I am a little more open to hearing the other side of arguments. At least I try to. Maybe I read the article wrong, but didn't it say so? The way I look at it is this was going to be a bad, this was going to put a bad look on the trans community. And so AMC has just canceled screening it because they don't want backlash from that side of the aisle, I guess, right? Baldy 385 says movie goes against narrative. That's the problem. That's the problem. Mad Max says because it exposes the truth about people that they're wiener and can't sew it back on. $17.96 Patriot says, I wouldn't shit you, Mass. You're my favorite turd. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. I'm feeling all fucking warm and fuzzy inside right now. Speaking of which, I'm going to crack this bottle right now. Yeah. I still got a lot of work to do tonight, but I'm going to have one drink before my last night in the studio. GD Shenanigans says, if it's a bullshit documentary, no one will go see it and it'll tank. Problem solved on its own. Hilsey says, anti-surgery. They're against the constant pro-surgery movement. I got to admit, Hilsey, the biggest fan. I'm not a fan at all, actually, of any type of dismemberment before the age of 18. I can't get down with that. I mean, kids don't know half the time what the hell they're talking about. You can't start giving kids at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old Lupron and drugs like that. Are you crazy? Hammer says, Mass, the Red Sox will be in Chicago playing the White Sox, 6:23 to 6:25. Will I be there by then? Let me look at the calendar real quick. I don't think I'll be there by... Damn, that would be nice to go catch that. Not that I really have money to do that, but it would be nice to go see that stadium before it's gone forever. That's the one stadium I'd like to go and see a baseball game in. Yeah, that's a... Oh, wait, it's White Sox. Never mind. Comiskey? I wish I could make it for me to be there in time. I'm not. I got a big job Saturday that's going to take me like 7 or 8 hours. And then I'm probably going to hop on a train late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. Brookfield Brothers says 2021 but was blacklisted. Sounds of Freedom needs to be put in place. And additionally, 1776 Agenda needs to be produced and shown in theaters. Yeah, man. Sounds of Freedom looks awesome, Brookfield Brothers. Can you believe that Disney tried to shut down that movie? What a disgrace, huh? Karen Donovan, how you doing tonight? Anya says, Mass, do you consider CSI a reputable source of AMC facts? So Anya, I have listened to CSI to get his insight on the court case and all the document filing, the postcards, those kind of things, right? When it comes to CSI is not interested in the fundamentals. He said it very plainly last night, many times. He's not interested in fundamentals or any of that kind of stuff, right? So he's not So I'm not going to CSI's channel to get technical analysis or a breakdown of earnings, right? But I have watched him recently since the court case started. But I do want to get down to the facts, right? I want the facts to be out there so people can see, where either the mistake is being made and how to correct it, right? I think that's important. We're talking about people's money here. This isn't a game. People have tens of thousands of dollars wrapped up in this play. It's important that you take the time to, vet your information, make sure it's coming from a reputable source, make sure that it's correct before you just go running and putting out a video. And I'm not directing that towards anyone. I've done that kind of nonsense before, right? I'm guilty of that as well. Hey, look who it is. It's easily explained from my good friend Pantheon that Abe did not exist before August 2022. It's baffling how anyone actually believes they sold Abe before then. Pantheon, how you doing tonight? By the way, man, I'm going to reach out to you very soon because I am going to be very close to you very soon. So you will be hearing from Johnny. Thanks for coming in and dropping that knowledge on us. Man, this is like when Pam comes in. It's more fired up. Thanks, Pantheon. Krishna, how you doing? She says, good morning. All listening in on my way to work. Krishna, good morning. I forgot to put my international clock on so I can see where you guys are, what time it is. Okay. Yeah, I feel AMC canceling this documentary. I'm gonna have to get back to you about that. Gorilla Godness says, Mass, what are you driving across country? I'm not driving anything. I'll be taking trains. I think all the way to California, and then I'm gonna possibly take one flight from San Fran to Seattle. Sean says, when you get to San Fran, be careful. I will, man. I will. I definitely will. Yeah, Mike, it does, right? Mike says, Sounds of Freedom looks awesome. Agreed. Dr. Spurgeon says, Pantheon, when show? When Pantheon Radio? Trader in the Trees says, you can't handle the truth. Good movie, right? Good movie. Dr. McLovin, how you doing tonight? Quad Racer 921K says, what's up with the documentary? Can you give details when it will be done and where it will be streamed and who's on it? So Quad Racer, I'm filming a documentary. I'm taking my time and going across the country. I'm going to go to like 5 major cities that I have picked out right now. And I'm basically going to go to the downtown areas and film what is going on inside these inner cities where the law is no longer applied for anything. I want to take a look at commercial real estate. What do the buildings look like? What is the percentage of retail space that's open right now? How many businesses have closed down since COVID that have not reopened? I want to take a look at the fentanyl problem, the homelessness problem, how retail theft is affecting other brick and mortar locations and causing other businesses to close down. If I run into any migrants, I'll cover that. But I want to see where the $6.5 trillion in federal spending went last year. Lucy says, nobody loves me. Why do you think that, Lucy? Why would you ever say that? Gorilla Godness says, Mass, don't tell Pam she's not your type. Gorilla Godness says, train, that sounds lame. Yeah, man, I've done the drive many times. I've done it enough. I just don't need the hassle. I just want to be able to kick back, edit, and watch the world go by, right? I've done the drive 4 times. It's not necessary. And I have no one to go with me, so I'd be driving myself. Dr. McLovin says, when does Panther come back to he's in the chat right now. Don't ask. I don't know. Sonny said, CSI said AMC isn't getting to 300, pretty much saying squeeze wasn't happening. Okay. I don't know how he knows that, but if you believe him, Sonny. AMC says San Francisco Powell Street closing down, causing Westfield Mall to leave. Right, which is why the CINEMARK had to close, right? Yeah, I'm going to go take a look at that area. Anya says you don't have to go far to find opioid problems. Yeah, there's a little bit of it here up in Boston, but not as bad as some of these other places. No, Gorilla God, now I'm just taking the train to get me between city A and city B. So, like, I'm going to go from Boston to New York. Then I'll stop. I'll stay over. I'll go record. I'll try to get some interviews. Then I'll get on the train the next day. I'll go to Chicago. I'll stay over, get up the next day, go into the city, try and get some interviews, shoot some B-roll. Quad Racer, I used to live there. So I lived in Claremont and I lived in college for almost 5 years when I was out there in school. Yeah, I lived in San Diego for a long time. I do miss it. I do miss it. But I won't be going that far south. It's just way too far out of the way. I'm going to be kind of swinging up towards the northern part of the country. And I just don't have a ton of money to blow. So not to blow, but I have to try to keep my trip about 9 to 10 days max. Lucy said, because Pam gets all the men. No, not at all, man. It's cool to do once or twice, but I've done it 4 times. I'm over the drive. Over the drive. Rachel, how you doing tonight? AMC Panda. Lordy, good morning from Germany. Lordy, how you doing today? Let's see. What time is it in Germany? I'm going to guess it is 5:52 a.m. right now. Am I right, Lordy? Let me know. Is it 5:52? Anya says, Guten Morgen, Lordy. Quad Racer says you wouldn't recognize San Diego anymore. You Quad Racer. So when I left in, 2007, PB and Mission Beach and OB, some of those areas, like, there was some homeless people down there, right? There was some meth heads. There was your run-of-your-mill guys hanging around that looks pretty shady. But I've heard it's, like, unrecognizable now. I probably wouldn't recognize it. Gorilla Gardener says, did I make anything from the MVIS run? No, Gorilla Gardener, I did not. Sonny says, I just watch, listen, ask questions, and make comments. I can't afford to buy the dip anymore. I hear you, Sonny. But I don't know where CSI got that 300 number from. No idea. 1796 Patriot says, 6.5 trillion went to pork. The politicians waste the majority of what they increase in our debt. It's disgusting, man. Like, how do you oops 6.5? Oh, I'm getting confused here. 6.5 billion that we lost in the audit for the Ukraine war. 6.5 trillion that they spent last year, correct? Yeah, sorry. Yuka, how you doing tonight? Yuka's in the house. Yuka. Making sure I get my mods down. Lucy. Lordy says, yes, you're right. About to start working. Nice. Lordy, I got the I have the world clock up now, so I can see wherever you guys are what time it is. I know. You can thank me later. It's okay. Diaz says, Yuka Mundo in vivo. Dr. Spurgeon says, don't listen to the train haters. I love taking the train. Lots of time to relax and get work done. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, right? I can get work done in between my cities. I just got to figure out if I'm getting a laptop or not. I don't know if I have a choice. Unfortunately, I just can't drag this monitor across the country. Got to get a laptop. Cooler God just says, open a new account by the dip. Yukon Cornelius, how you doing tonight? Candace, good evening. How you doing? Candace is in the chat. She says, if you're going to spend the monies on hotel, hang on. If you're going to spend the money, at least look for ones where you get yes. That's what I did when I went to DC, Candace. That's how I picked my hotels when we went to go protest at the SEC. Hilsey says the Continental breakfasts are a joke. The one I went to at the Holiday Inn was not bad at all. I was pretty impressed, actually. Gus said, Mass, if you had 10K saved to average down in AMC, would you buy now at 460? If I had 10K saved and and with that 10K, I was gonna use it to average down in AMC. I guess that depends. What am I trying to average down from? What is my cost average right now? I mean, look, if the judge that decides that this thing is going through, see AMC come down more and APE rise, right? Now, of course, I'm never going to tell you what to do, but I've always thought at some point those two will look more like each other at the very beginning and very end of their the beginning of their creation and the end of its life. I think they will be closer together. Dawn says, have you thought about comparing the bigger cities to the heartland Midwest? Curious from Kansas. Hey, Dawn. Kansas in the house. Yeah, so at first I saw the Knoxville story tonight. I was like, oh man, maybe I could hit Tennessee on the way. And see what's going on with the AMC theaters in Knoxville. But this is just like it might be an older theater, and the worst performing out of the two in Knoxville. So that kind of, but yeah, I was thinking maybe of coming to somewhere in the Midwest. I just haven't exactly made the definite route yet. I'm kind of going to play it by ear because I don't have a specific time I need to be in the West Coast. And my only real stipulation is I have to leave here by Sunday. But yeah, I would definitely consider coming. Yeah, I said that last night in the live stream, Don, actually. I said, we always talk about, and that's one of the reasons why I want to do this. Because normally I would just get on a plane and fly to Seattle and not see anything or understand how bad the rest of the country is. This way I'll get to experience it. Oh, Sonny says 300. Okay, this makes a lot more sense, Sonny. 300 because I told him my average was 30. He said after reverse split, my average would be 300. And he didn't see. Okay. Oh, Candace says, "Me and my husband do transporting, so we drive across the country a lot." Okay. Diaz says, "I used to be Pantheon." Foo Dog, how you doing tonight? Foo says, "Mass Yucca represents Buckline." Mike says, "Gus, hell no." Foo Dog says, "Why am I not a mod?" Alright, I got you right now, Foo. You're in the chat right now, right? Hang on. I'm gonna get you right now, brother. Hold up. I'm gonna add Hillsy too. Nana 8 Pipe. Lucy says, "Mass can barely squeeze in another mod name on his intro." Hang on. I'm gonna do it right now. Okay, so what do I have to go to again? I have to go into the live stream, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Hang on. Some. Okay, got it. Let me just pop this chat out and I will fix that for you right now. Bear with me for 1 second, guys, please. Okay. Let me get back to this. Why am I lost here on the screen? Okay. Where are you, Foo? Okay, Foo, you're in. Hillsy. In. Boom. Done. Okay. AMC says my average cost is about $8. Diaz says make us all mods, hell. Yukon says I support a Foo interview. What's another few months till the next bull market or positive earnings, says AMC Panda. I saw someone doing an estimate. Was it Tony yesterday did an estimate, said like 2.5 billion next quarter? Pantheon says rather than love, than money, than fame, give me Foo. That sounds very prophetic, but Obi Rockman says all companies that operate are in debt. Yeah, we just got a lot of it, Obi Rockman, right? AMC Panda says RS will at least cut it down to buying one AMC again. Giggity, giggity. Done like dinner. Anya says, I am an AA supporter. I don't think he would mess up his career at this point in his life. Yeah, Anya, I just don't know why he's dragging out dismantling and demolishing the company that he runs. Like, why is he taking so long? Like, would you just fucking bankrupt the company already if that's what your plans are? Figuring this out. And so it begins. Obi says, look at Mullen. What about the debt, Obi? Yeah, just a little bit, right? Beverly says, thought they took the oath to protect the Constitution from foreign domestic enemies, just like our military. You know, I'm going to say it again. The other day when I watched The Great Awakening, one of the last guys they interviewed, you know, the guy was like, well, so what hope is there for people who, you know, aren't down with this agenda? He was like, you got to get in and change it from the inside. That just keeps repeating over and over again in my head. I'm just wondering how effective I can be from behind a microphone here on YouTube. Lodi says, I wish all of you a good day, night, evening, and profitable week if you're trading. See you. Lodi, have a good day at work. Be safe, man. See you next time. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate you. Lucy says, welcome Hillsy and Food Dog to the Mod Squad. Tommy B, what's going on, brother? You know this. You know this. Oh, my God. Pantheon. Dry humor. Tank the Toilet says, Mullen by the dip. George, I might have, but if you can tell by my background, I have been breaking down the studio, packing all the last 48 hours, trying to sell my tools and a lot of other worldly possessions to try to accumulate as much cash as I can for this trip. So I haven't really been diving into the emails or anything. I probably, as soon as I can catch my breath, like when we turn the keys over Thursday, I will definitely get into all of my media stuff. You got my word on that. It's just the next 48 hours are really crunch time. It's so much to do. But I will see if I can even take a peek for it tonight, George, before I go to bed. Hilsey says Pantheon is on a roll, folks. Jeffrey Rocha, how you doing tonight, man? Good evening to you, my friend. Mike says, let's go, Brandon. Obi says, I want everyone to receive what is due. I've been holding for 2.5 years to get robbed. Yeah, it's a bad investment. The biggest issue is following YouTube people for the hype. Who were you watching, Obi? I'm just curious. What channels have you been watching for the last 2.5 years? Pantheon says, if you build it, food will come. I got to, that's right. I got to talk to Tony about that phone thing because I want to be able to, we talked about possibly splitting the cost for that. I think that's going to be a cool thing to add to the channel, especially while I'm away. AMC Panda says, Trey hitting the gym. Oh, yeah? That's good. Good for him. The rest of us got to work. AMC says, I wish people would rather go around each AMC across the nation on a specific day to gain media attention. Look, we just need to continue to bring in films that people go see, and we'll be just fine. There's not a lot of things that would be great for us, but really what we need is ticket sales. Anya says, Mass, why don't you stay with apes on your travel? I would never put anyone out like that, first of all. And look, everyone is tight with money right now. There is no doubt in my mind that we have all been holding the stock for 2.5 years almost. And I know that money has become tighter and tighter and tighter. And, I'm a big boy. I'm not going to try to finagle into any stays with people. I mean, it would be great to hang out with people. That's awesome. But I would never want to impose that on anyone. Gorilla Godness says, Mass, there's a place called Liberland. Where's that? Maybe hope is there. Obi says, I wonder what Adam Aaron is thinking right now. Probably not about us. At least the 130 of us in the chat right now. By the way, we have 130 live and only 48 likes. Can a couple of you guys hit the like for me when you get a chance? Gregory Pereira says, Mass, did you see that space call with Bam and all his shills bashing AMC today? Total clown show. No, Gregory, I was breaking down the studio, packing my bathroom, my kitchen, bagging a lot of clothes to give away, throwing a lot of stuff away, answering Facebook marketplace texts. It was a crazy day, man. I didn't see I don't know too much about the Titanic news or the Project Veritas BlackRock interview or the space call. Those are like the three things I was going to try and catch up before I came on, but I just didn't. I apologize. I mean, people can bash AMC all they want. If people want to bash AMC for what they've done, and I mean in a business sense, do you understand how easily they could be completely bankrupt and out of money right now? And nothing but a memory? It came close, right? And it says, hello, you hunk. A hunka. Obi says, I was watching trades in lieu. Yeah, see, man, I understand. And now here you are, right? And I'm picking up the pieces. Yeah, I probably did about 35 videos why lose a fraud over the last 2.5 years. Now, Trey loses a straight fraud. I mean, let's just get that out of the way. But Trey, I think, he was with us, I think. I'm pretty sure. I mean, he seemed pretty genuinely pissed to me back in January when he wasn't able to use, I think he had E-Trade at the time. I could be wrong, but he seemed just as fired up as the rest of us about what happened in January 2021 with Robinhood and Webull and all the brokers who decided to, pull the rug on us. And I thought Trey was in it to win it. But he came out and said, that he made $1 million. I think a lot of people got upset about that. And that took a toll on him. And, he peaced out. Obi Rockman says, Ape Father. Damn. There's definitely some bromance going on between Fu and Pantheon in my chat right now. Kershaw, I'm not coming back to New England, at least not for the foreseeable future. I honestly don't know where I'm going. I'm going to shoot this documentary, and I'm gonna see where I end up, and I got to make a decision on where I'm moving after that. I have no idea. I don't have a plan. I wish I did. Mr. Loco says, man, when you invest based on someone else's hype, you can't blame the company or the CEO for your bad decisions. Yeah, unfortunately, I think, and I have to take this, I have to take on this, bear this cross as well, right? Because there's a lot of things I looked past that I probably should have thought twice about, right? Hindsight is 2020, but there was definitely some greed and egotism wrapped up with this whole thing. At least from me, I know. The Spanish dude that wears a baseball cap all the time. Who's that? Avi? I don't think he's Spanish. I think he's Jewish. It could be someone else though. No, Gorilla Gun. No, not the Polar Express. Candace says, I watch lots of different tubers, get lots of different opinions on things. There you go, Candace. That's the best way to do it. You know, there's a lot of influencers out there and YouTubers out there who bring something different to the table, right? Everyone has a certain skill set that they bring, and hopefully all of the heads working together, which was the case for a long time. A lot of this play, everyone was laser focused, all on the same mission, right? But I mean that over time, it's very hard to hold together 3.8 million people and get them all on the same page. You guys should just pat yourself on the back for having the nuts to see this thing through. Jeff says, I'm loving life right now. I got 7 guys doing all the labor, and I'm back to doing the business side and trading. Nice, Jeff. That's good, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. Andrew says Q2 numbers are very bullish. Obi says, I believe we are tight with money because everything nowadays is gambling. I think we're tight with money right now because inflation is out of control. Wages haven't kept up with that inflation. And we're seeing the banking system literally collapse before our eyes as interest rates skyrocket. I think that's why money's getting tight. Anya says 73 likes. Beautiful. All right, now I'm very happy. Nana Ape said, disappointed in reviewing CSI. What do you mean, Nana Ape? Devil May Rage says, my biggest concern for AMC is not streaming, but rather garbage woke movies. Yeah, that's a big issue, Devil May Rage. No doubt about it. They certainly are. Here's the thing though, right? And I've played that Larry Fink clip enough times on live streams. You guys know what he said. But here's the thing though. That's all fine and dandy that he's got, you know, all these trillions of dollars under his management, right? But what good are all of those loans if no one is buying your product? Like, what good does all of BlackRock's investment into Bud Light do for Bud Light if no one drinks Bud Light? What good does all of that investing to Disney, what good will all of that money do if no one's going to the parks or the movies? At the end of the day, you can push this agenda and this ideology all you want, but that doesn't mean people have to buy it. And clearly they're not. That's one of our biggest problems, Devil May Rage. Let's just take a look. I was gonna bring this up anyways. Might as well do it now that you brought that up. Let's just pop up this real quick from earlier today. This is how disgraceful it has become. And just think about it for a second as we are AMC shareholders, okay? Let's talk about this article. So this is from Forbes. This is yesterday, 2 days ago. Elemental posts Pixar's worst box office premiere in decades as The Flash underperforms. And says Elemental had one of the lowest performing weekends in Pixar history when it premiered in theaters, bringing in 29.5 million domestic sales from Friday to Sunday, falling more than 25 million behind The Flash, which earned the number 1 spot, but still fell short of expectations according to data released by Box Office Mojo. Now, do you think this freak in the lead has anything to do with that? Probably has to do with it. I bet you it does. They try to push all that shit on the rug, but we all know what happened. 17 million from 17 internet, the lowest 3-day weekend debut film since Toy Story, which premiered in 1995 in far million without adjusting for inflation. Despite solid reviews for a 35 million premiere, Elemental fell well short of Incredibles 2, the Disney Studios' best performing release, at 182 million. Then they so Pixar, which has been a no-brainer every time usually they put out a movie, it's usually 100 million on the open. It just that's the way it goes, right? Is it that we're only seeing $29 million, or what was it? 17 projections for a 17 international. Why is it a third? Why is there a 66% self? What is the reason? Is it possible it's because of everything exposed about Disney for the year and a half? That probably has something to do with it. People that are in what the out, right? YouTube people and Reddit and Twitter. And people know what they're going to see now before they go see it. Basically, that you want nowadays. People understood, and a lot of people were talking about how this Elemental was featuring a new non-binary character. And yeah, look, if you don't think this is having an effect on online, you are crazy. It most is. Where'd you guys go? I'm trying to find Devil May Rage's comment so I can pop up a different one. Kirsha says, Trey made a lot on options. I think it's a pity that some of us gave him so much hate. I tried not to, Kirsha. I really did. I did my darndest not to. He told everybody he was making those $40 calls for June 18th. I remember like it was yesterday. Mike says 79 billion pulled from the bank. Beverly says, I know you will be true beyond commercial real estate. Oh, I'm going to give you the down and dirty. Don't worry. Don't you worry, Beverly. Tank the Toilet says, is Sufjan really a CPA? Yes, he is, Tank. Yes, he is. Brian Ellis has been holding since 2020, not leaving till I get paid. I think most of the people in this chat would agree with you, Brian. We're all on that same page. Lucy says, a lot of people watched the Masked Investor, Trades, lose Keenan, Wrench, and when no Maoas after 3 years, they pared down to 2 or 3 YouTubers. Out of all those guys up on the screen right now, if you had to pick one of them who actually still hold AMC, who would it be? Let me know in the chat. In Lucy's comment here, who is the one person you actually think still holds AMC right now? I see Mike from Own the Float is in the chat. Mike, what's going on, brother? How you doing tonight, man? Thanks for coming by and supporting the channel. Appreciate you, bro. Lizzo will be in the Mermaid sequel. Andrew says, you know what, Andrew? I get it, right? But a lot of people probably don't care. All they did was see that there's some controversy going around it, and why would I even risk it, right? And we know what the agenda is. They've made it pretty clear. Why would you take that risk? Unfortunately, you know? I don't even know what the hell non-binary is, but Sufjan says, please don't believe these conspiracy theories. Tony is right on the DD. Ape was never sold before. Anya says, if Barbie saves AMC, I think we need to celebrate. Doc Zeno, how you doing tonight? Mike says, maybe someone blocked me. I haven't seen one notice. Dr. McLovin, appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man. Good luck on the trip and the documentary. Tell Pantheon he needs to come back to his radio show. I will do, Dr. Thank you very much, man. I'll be in the executive producer, right after the introduction. I'll have a page with all the executive producers, and at the end of the movie, you'll be up there. Andrew. So I'll put this up on the screen. If you want to donate to the Venmo or Cash App, it's down in the description. I'm not going to keep this up on the screen, but those two, whatever you call them, hashtags are in the description. And if you do go over and donate there, let me know so I can shout you out here on the live stream. And you'll also be in the credits as an exec producer. Sufjan, so I just wonder how much of this is conspiracy theory as opposed to emotions and patience and not doing enough due diligence before you just come blurt something out, right? I don't believe I don't know if people are intentionally trying to create conspiracy theories. I think they're just making mistakes. And possibly they're looking for content. That could be part of it, right? Some people are relying on 1 or 2 videos a day, no matter what, right? I mean, Thomas James puts out 2 videos a day about Citadel going broke and margin calls and what else? Usually it'll be at least those 2 every day. And he still gets 10, 11,000 views. It's crazy. Teresa said TMI, you believe? Yeah, I bet TMI does. I would agree with that. Probably TMI. Lucy says TMI, Tony, and you. Casey. Oh, Casey, definitely. Yeah, I wouldn't even ask about Casey. Boss. Yeah, I agree. Boss. Yo, definitely. Yep. Non-binary is in between or a little of both, says Anya. Oh, okay. Is in between or a little of both. Got it. Sonny says, Lucy, you forgot Matt Kors. Tank the Toilet says, Mass. Kill, marry. Yeah, X Tarabella AOC. I'm not playing that game. No, those 3 people. Broke Ape says, everyone go see Elementals Flash, our last prayer, Indiana Jones. Yeah, man, I've heard. I'm gonna be pissed if Indiana Jones is not good. I've heard like the first 30 minutes were really good and then kind of falls off a cliff. Most expensive movie ever made, too. And again, I don't really care what happens to Lucasfilm and Kathleen Kennedy and the rest of them. If they all burn in hell, I could care less. But it would be nice if they could make some money for AMC. I'm over it. Mr. Loco says, okay, all right. Jeff says, to be honest, Mass, TMI has really gotten better since he left Coke and Hook to 1348. Okay. Yeah, I can't get down with those guys. It's just not my cup of tea. He says, I'd super chat again, but Diaz gave you the last of my money in last night's live stream. No, if you've already super chatted, you've done more than enough. Thank you very much. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds says Pantheon. Indeed, I do hold all of my AMC and Ape. Yeah, I bet you Pantheon's got his shares. Dr. Spurgeon says, if Tony is a shill, I'll be the first to admit I got punked. Hey, I'll be the second, man. I'll be right behind you, Dr. Spurgeon. I'm not even a doctor. Nana Ape. Thank you, Nana Ape, says Foo Live. Man, Foo. Shit. He's getting all the attention tonight. Gorilla Gunner says, yo, Mass, can I get a best VOY credit in your documentary? VOY? What's that? Obi says, I'm sad. I hope I don't lose my money. I work so hard. By the way, speaking of which, hold on. Guys, give me 1 second. I got to pull this up. If I can. Hold on. Oh, keep your fingers crossed. I hope I don't lose you guys. So I saw this comment in someone's chat. Oh, in someone's comment section the other day. Jerry Mitchell 9921. That is not a good mindset right now. I don't know how you could possibly be trading with that kind of message. GD Shenanigan says, frankly, I think people have been screwed over for so long and we are emotional about it. So when they are seeing that at first glance looks shady, they're prone to assuming the worst. That's definitely a problem, Shenanigans. I agree 100%. There's also the issue that there are 9 million sets of eyes on everything, right? And so everyone is super hyper focused on one ticker and scrutinizing, every second of price action up to discovery from the lawsuits, you name it, right? There are just people all over the place who are constantly digging. And that sometimes leads to a lot of misconceptions and thesis, right? Obi says Ape Father has shares. I believe that. Yukon, I don't block anyone, man. I don't block anyone. I think maybe I blocked one person in 2.5 years, maybe two. I don't block anybody. We have a UFO sighting. Yeah, Obi, and he bought because Lou pumped him up, right? He said many times, and because of Lou. Baldy says CSI likes to look outside the box. Absolutely. Yeah, look, man, people get tired. They get off course. They start smoking, drinking. I get it, right? I mean, and then next thing you know, you got a video out and you don't even know what you said, right? Dave, have a good night. Thanks for coming by, man. Appreciate you. I'll probably see you in about 10 days to 2 weeks. Is Doc Zeno really blocked? Whoever blocked Doc Zeno, please go take him, put him back on, please. I'd appreciate that. Sonny says, not sure of Core Soul, but he was the first one I stopped watching. He was one I never watched. Something about him just gave me a bad, he just left a bad taste in my mouth. Hillsy says, non-binary identify are folks who don't believe their gender can be defined. Well, it's weird because what kind of gender reassignment surgery are you getting? Right? If you're getting some kind of reaffirming surgery, gender reaffirming, well, again, we're going back to a man or a woman. I mean, we still got to get down to there are only the two options, right? Lupe, I see you in the chat tonight. Lupe, how you doing, my friend? Good evening. I'm glad you made it and stopped by tonight before I was going to do this last live stream tonight. That's good, man. Glad to see you. And thank you very much, man. Appreciate all of your generosity for this channel. Beverly says our politicians are corrupt and mainstream media is globalism propaganda. You know it. You know it. Lupe, I appreciate you, man. Hilsey says, if you're going to subscribe to anyone's DD, it best be Pantheons if you know what's best for yous. Then Abe, honestly, I really didn't take them off. Let me go look and see. This is why I don't even like going in here. Because then all kinds of nonsense starts. And I lose my train of thought. Okay, hold on. I don't know who would have done that. Wow, there's a lot of people blocked here. Holy jeez. Who blocked all these people? Holy shit. I didn't know this was all these people were blocked. Yeah, Doc, I don't see you under here though, man. There's like 100 people blocked. But I don't see Doc Zeno. I gotta go through that list. I've never even heard of a lot of these. Man, you guys went to town on some blocks. Holy shit. Doc, you're in the chat right now. What are you talking about? Why am I wasting my time with nonsense? I'm exhausted. It's 1 a.m. right now. Holy Jesus. Lupe, thank you, man. Nana says I need to be a moderator. Yeah, you could be a moderator. I'm a professional says Anya AA is just doing what any CEO would do. The conspiracies are from ding dongs. Sonny says thoughts on the banking crisis. I think this is on purpose, Sonny. I think they want to implement CBDC. And I don't think they want to have to declare a state of emergency or a federal emergency to do it anymore, like they did with the truckers in Canada. They had to go and have an emergency powers act, right, from the prime minister to shut off those bank accounts. I think they want to just be in control of the money period, so they don't have to take that extra step. And I think that end of this trip that I'm going on, I think I'm going to find out that these retail properties and all of these commercial loans that are out there, 80% are held by small banks. I think they're in big trouble. You know, the sad thing about this, Hilsey and Lucy and Anya, is they're really they're genociding a whole generation of kids, right? They're cutting off any possibility. And look, say what you will. I mean, you might not agree with this transgender movement or any of the LGBTQ stuff. But these are going to be human beings that will never be able to reproduce. So if 20% of the population right now is identifying that way, let's just say that 5% of them had some type of surgery like that. You're talking about wiping out millions of people, possibly. Obi says reverse split is the nail in the coffin. The noobs think reverse split is good. I wouldn't say that, Obi. I think most people understand a reverse stock split is normally not good news for a company. Backyard Boogie says that non-binary stuff is nonsense. It's to do nothing but blur the lines so adults can mess with kids. It's some of that for sure. Yep. But it's also about the money. These are kids who are going to constantly, the rest of their life, need medical supervision and healthcare, right? Don't ever forget about the money. That is the biggest thing. These people are evil. Evil. GD Shenanigan says you have road mogs. I'll wipe out the whole mod section. I'll take everyone out. If Doc Zeno is being blocked. Mike says you need more mods. I need a bullet in my mouth. Doc, and everyone should be doing that, right? Like, it really bothers me sometimes when I see people in the comments saying, you should have told blah, blah, blah. It's like, wait a minute. First of all, like, no offense, but people last week were putting out videos saying, can someone do some DD this weekend? I'm on vacation, but when you get around to it, can someone do some DD and find out what this is all about? My God. I thought we cleaned that up. I'm a professional. I thought we did. I thought we had a couple that were kind of going rogue. But, all right, I'm going to have to take an in-depth look into the modding. We'll get to the bottom of it. Don't worry. Beverly, I appreciate your... Thanks for putting your trust in me. So it keeps me going. Andrew says Oppenheimer has a ton of shows sold out already, too. Oh, yeah. Look. There are still good movies coming out. You don't think Mission will blow up? It's just that we're getting half of what we typically would get because these certain companies want to go with this propaganda and this ideology and push it on kids. And these are the results. You're seeing them live. Look at the fucking numbers. The worst ever. I mean, that's it. It's this isn't rocket science. You put out good movies, people will come. If you want to preach a message, go to a church podium. Don't put it in my Star Wars. Thank you. Prometheus. Make sure. Yeah, I don't want any tyranny in here. No tyranny. That's why we had to flip this country on its head. Pantheon, you leave it. Good having you in the chat, Pantheon. I'll be in touch with you, my friend. Anya and Doc Z have several comments blocked. I don't think anyone's blocking Anya or Doc's comments. Food Dog. I mean, Anya puts up like 100 comments a night. Why would somebody be blocking her? Gorilla Godness says, Mass, have you heard of Divide and Conquer? Yes. That's why I try to have other people on my show. Right? Because I try to get other ideas. And I try to do that with my politics too. Like I said, if you had asked me probably 10 years ago what type of politics, well, what party I identify with, I probably would have said a Democrat just because I didn't know any better. Now, if you ask me, I would say I'm a libertarian. But I try to find common ground with all of my fellow Americans, right? Whether it's on AMC or transgenderism or Hollywood or whatever it is. I like to hear both sides of the story and make up my own mind. And that's what I try to give you guys, right? That's why I have guys who have different opinions than me. Mike Float, CSI the other night. We don't agree on everything, but there are some things we can agree on. And there's also, a core mission that we've had this whole time that I'm still sticking with. And it says, why do you have why do you have two chats on one stream? I don't know what that means. Nana, you got to type that one more time. Jesse, how you doing tonight? All right, Jesse, hold up. Hold on. Right now, Jesse, I'm going to guess it is 2:50 in the afternoon in New Zealand. Am I right? I hope he says 3 bathrooms. How am I going to explain that? Doc says, Mass, don't worry, just a few more decades of BS to go. No, I can't stick around for a couple more decades of BS. Shit's got to change now. Look, somebody's got to do it, man. I'm just very weary of trying to run for any type of political office because I see how corrupted these people get. It's like, how do you get there and so quickly become corrupted and just totally go back on your word? I wouldn't have the gall to do that to my constituents. But I guess the money is fucking very tempting. Backyard Boogie says that's the gender affirming care side. They are definitely trying to make life longer. Pfizer patients. Yeah, absolutely. Think about it. For the women out there, there's no natural lubrication for if you're transitioning to a woman from a man. How are you supposed to lubricate your area? You don't have any natural ducts or glands. Let me see who it is. I'm going to put it in the chat right now. Hold on one sec. Who I follow. Did I see these crazy pictures? Here it is. I'm going to put it in the chat right now. So, paste. There we go. I'll throw it up on the screen. This is the lady I follow on Twitter. And her handle is at Dr. Lupus. Now, I'm going to warn you before you go to her page, be aware. There are some crazy pictures on there. You're going to have to scroll through and click to view, but if you don't see a problem with what she's throwing down, 1796, I heard there were some kids in Massachusetts the other day, somewhere up on the North Shore, that did like a walkout protest. They said my pronouns were U, S, and A. I don't know how that ended up working out for them. Pat M says, you're a good guy. The tide is changing. You can see the silent majority are no longer staying silent. Yeah, Pat, 100%. Right? There definitely is a culture war going on right now. There is a war for, I mean, I believe the soul of this country, but that might be a little much. But honestly, that's the way I look at it. Prometheus says, I identify as an American, a taxpayer, and a veteran. I'm not going to be a taxpayer much longer if they keep up with these nonsense policies. I want to see where my tax dollars are going. That's a lot about what this trip is going to be about. Well, Food, the only people I added tonight were you and Hilsey. I've never had this issue before until tonight on my last live stream with 5 minutes to go. I don't know what happened, but you'll have 10 days to figure it out. Yeah, please remember to hit the like button. Hey, San Diego Laundromats, how you doing tonight? Yes, it's a good and evil war. I truly believe that. Truly. It most certainly is. And I've clearly had enough of it. But I just, again, I don't know if I could run for an office because there are so few good representatives in our government right now. I mean, there are so few. You just have to ask yourself, like, how deep is that swamp? Aaron says, Mass, thank you for all that you do. Oh, Aaron, you're welcome, man. I'm just I'm just trying to bring you guys some truth. That's it. And I want to make sure this country that, my grandfather and my family has fought to preserve our individual freedoms and everything that, we all hold dear right now. That's important to me. PM Righteous, how you doing tonight, man? Yeah, backyard. Yeah. Yep. Jesse says, we are watching in real time the fall of a modern day empire. Oh, absolutely. History repeats itself. Yeah, unfortunately. What took down the Roman Empire? Inflation, barbarian invasions, and an overstretched military. Think about it. Those are the three main factors that took down the Roman Empire. There are tons of others, right? But if you really want to break it down to brass tacks, those are the three reasons. Prometheus says the Massalorian. I know who has been blocking and banning people. I have screen. Who is it, Prometheus? Who is it? Then it says, Mash your group to lose viewers. I'm gone for 2 weeks. This is my last stream. If you didn't read the thumbnail. So if I lose viewers, it will be because I don't have anything up for you guys. Well, it won't because of the live chat. Philip says, how you doing tonight, Philip? And like I said, guys, I haven't had an issue with the chat until tonight. So this is very strange. They say many politicians come into office wanting what's wrong with things. After a few years, they seem to give up or give in. Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. Prometheus says you're not going to like the answer. Oh, God. Those three reasons sound oddly familiar, says Lucy. Yeah, right, just a little. Oh. I have had an issue for several weeks. Why is this the first I'm hearing about it today? Censored content says being number 2 ain't so bad. The UK was the last number 1, and it's not like they disappeared. Yeah, the UK is, I've never been there censored content, so I can't say for sure, but I see a lot of bad things come out of the UK, man. I saw a fight the other day between some migrants and police officers who looked totally underprepared. I mean, these people who they're hiring as police officers in London right now, oh my God. They were getting manhandled by a couple women, a couple hungry, I don't know where they were from, somewhere in probably North Africa. Looked, I mean, man, sad. If it's Adam Aaron, I'm going to be really upset. What is up with Gary Gensler? Obi says. Obi, Gary Gensler worked at Goldman Sachs for 20 years. You understand that he's got a lot of friends on Wall Street, right? He's not looking to throw a monkey wrench into the system they've developed over the last 30 or 40 years and start saying that we need more transparency. And do you think he's going to start cutting out his friends from making money? And then he'll have, he'll be a nobody again. He's part of the establishment, man. Part of the establishment. Aaron says, currently holding 3,000 shares, and I'm not selling till I see my price. AMC ape for life. Yeah, man. I mean, after holding all this time. But Obi, remember back in the day, Lou kept saying, my Gensler, full of shit, bro. I remember last year or 2 years ago, I had to call the SEC because that fat fuck was telling everyone that they had already implemented one of the filings for transparency at the SEC. That's literally, he literally came out and said that Gary Gensler contacted him, and it was already implemented into the market. I had to call the SEC to prove that was wrong because people were freaking out. Beverly says, censorship from anyone with a different narrative about the experimental or emergency MMA jab. No, Thomas. So if you can you tell Thomas by the background, man? I'm hitting the road on Saturday. Yeah, everything's either got sold or going into storage. I got to take all this down tonight. Going to start the road trip across the country. Hey, Kryptonian, how you doing tonight? You can't get rid of Lou, bro. You can't get rid of him. You can only hope to contain him. You can only hope to contain him. No, I will keep in contact with you guys from the road. I will, we'll do 1 or 2 live streams. Like I said, I got to figure out if I can afford to go buy a laptop or if I'll just try and do them with my iPad mini. There'll probably be some way I can do it, right? We'll make it happen. I wish I could take to my computer and all this equipment, but I can't carry all of it, so. Okay, Thomas, sounds good. Sounds good, man. Sounds good. No, it's right behind me, bro. I'm keeping that. Those 3 are going into storage tomorrow. I'm going to make sure that I don't lose those 3 documents. When I get back in 6 months or a year, whenever I come back to the States, I'll set up a new studio, and that will be my centerpiece. Lucy said, You know, people were awake when CV Payne had Dave Portnoy on, and when he said, "Who's Gary Gensler?" I know. Hey, that's a good thing though, right? Because here's someone, the owner of Barstool, thinks he's such a badass, right? He knows everything. He doesn't even know who the fucking commissioner of the SEC is, right? Another asshole from Boston, just like Al. Yeah, censored content. He started those when he got sworn in April of 2021. It's June of 2023. He's done nothing. Nothing. Literally nothing. I know. I went down to the SEC in January to knock on the door. No one was there. We couldn't find anyone in the building working besides a security guard. They're all still working remotely from home. They're not catching fucking Wall Street criminals. They're ordering lattes and watching Netflix. All right, guys, it is 1:05. It's going to be a little while since I see you guys next, probably at least a couple days. So let me say my thank yous. First of all, anyone who donated to Venmo's, Cash App, or Super Chat tonight for the trip, thank you. Don't worry, I will have all your names in the credits for the documentary as producers. You got my word on that. And that's all this money is really going to, guys. Anything you guys are pitching in, it's going to go towards the hotel stays and the travel time and getting a meal here or there, right? It's going to go back into the channel, as it always does. As it always does. I don't pump out tons of content. I don't do memberships. I don't do Tupperware. I don't do mugs. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. And I appreciate all the well wishes and all the good lucks and safe trips. Thank you, my mods. I don't know what happened tonight, but I still appreciate you guys coming on and helping me out with the chat. Yeah, man, I'm kind of bummed out. This is the last transmission from this place. That's kind of sad. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Have a good night. I'll talk to you in a couple days. Man, I got a lot of shit to think about. It's really hitting me right now that this is the last broadcast from here. I'm kind of bummed out. Well, it will be all right. It'll be all right. I'll be back in a couple days, and we'll get a live going. You guys all just take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and everyone will be all right. Have a good night. Love y'all.